Welcome to this session of mindfulness, awareness, and compassion practice. What we're going to do through the session today is short practices of each type. We'll start by getting grounded and settled. We usually do that with our eyes closed to kind of get out of our head into our body. But then the mindfulness practice includes awareness of the space that we're sitting in. So we open our eyes. So you want to either move your seat or move your device so that you're not looking straight into the screen. We start with getting settled and developing some calmness of mind through the practice by working with our breathing in a very focused way. Then we open up to the environment and work with our perceptions. And beyond that, we open up to working with others. And that's the basis of our compassion practice. So I'll explain a little bit in between the sessions as we go of what it's about. And today in the compassion practice section, I want to work a little bit with listening. In the world, people are so fixed in their opinions and their versions of how things are. And because they conflict with each other, that's why we have so many conflicts and so much divisiveness and polarization. So being able to listen, you won't be listened to if the person feels like you're not listening to them. So we're going to work a little bit with that quality in our compassion practice. So, but to begin with, let's move our seats, move our device as necessary so that we're not looking right into the screen. And whether you're sitting on a cushion on the floor or on a chair, just let your eyes close gently. Move your awareness into your body. Feel your limbs, feel your torso. And tune into your sit bones, where you're pressing into the cushion that you're sitting on. And try to make them evenly balanced so that your weight is not more on one than the other. And you can move your torso as well, your body, and so that you're not feeling tilted one direction or the other, side to side or forward or back. We want to set our legs in a way that takes some of the pressure off of our lower back. So you want your knees to be a little bit lower than your hips if you can. If your legs are crossed, make sure that the cushion, and you're sitting on a cushion, make sure the cushion is high enough so that your knees are a little bit lower than your hips. If you're sitting on a chair, if your legs are long and your knees are higher, just crisscross your legs at the ankles, kind of under your knees, as much as you need to for your knees to be a little lower. Move your knees further apart. And that's your base. As for your torso, you want to feel like you're upright but not rigid. And that there's the line of your spine continues up through the back of your neck and the back of your head. So that the back of your neck and the back of your head are continuation straight up of your spine, so that your head is neither tilted down or tilted back with your chin up or pushed forward with your chin out. And if that's a straight line up the back of your head, your chin naturally tucks in a little bit. Let your shoulders relax and your upper arms hang straight down. And just swivel your hands up so that your hands are gently resting palm down on top of each thigh, respectively. You want your jaw to be relaxed but not slack open. So your lips are very slightly parted or very lightly touching. We want to breathe in just through our nose. If you breathe out and some of the air comes out your mouth, that's not a problem. If your lips are lightly touching, then you're mainly breathing in through your nose, slightly parted, some air coming out of your mouth. Either is fine. Your tongue can rest gently, lightly touching the upper palate just behind your front teeth, or just resting naturally however it is in your mouth. And tune into your sternum, your breastbone. And too often we're hunched over and our chest is collapsed. So just raise your breastbone up and forward just a tiny bit, a quarter of an inch even. You'll find your chest opens up, your shoulders go back in line. You have an open heart, which gives you uplifted head and shoulders. It takes a little bit of tension, a little bit of work to hold that sternum up just a tiny bit and let everything else relax around it. Now we can check out our face and our jaw. And if you notice any extra tension, just let it melt, let it soften, let everything soften. We use tension to hold our posture. Everything else can soften around that. Shoulders can just hang down. Notice your arms. Let the arms hang down from your shoulders. Hands quiet on your thighs. Deep belly, pelvic region. Sometimes we're clenching and aren't aware of it. Without losing your posture, just let all that soften. Find the right balance of tension in your legs, just enough to hold your posture. Let everything else soften. And stay in your body. Put your awareness deep in the core of your torso. We're three-dimensional beings, not two-dimensional. We have depth between front and back. Feel that depth of your torso between front and back. Let your awareness rest in the center, just below your navel. As your diaphragm moves to bring your breath in and push it out, that deep core is gently moving. Like soft ocean. Waves just gently coming up the shore and then back into the ocean. The end of the wave, gently up the shore, back down. That's the rhythm of our breathing. Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. Just be an observer rather than a director. And feel the breath, the movement deep in the core of your torso. Now let your eyes gently open about halfway, looking downward under your eyelids without tilting your head forward. Keep your awareness tuned into the deep core of your torso, but you're also aware of the space your body is sitting in. You're just noticing. Your body's doing the breathing. Your body is sitting in the space. And to develop our focus, we're going to count our breaths. 1 on the in-breath, 2 on the out-breath, 3 in and 4 out, up to 18, and then start over. If your mind wanders off into thoughts and you've lost track of the count, just smile, because the mind does wander, and go back to the last number you remember. So we're working with recollection as well. If you find yourself on 19, 20, or 21, then you've gone on automatic, but your mind's really involved in thinking. So again, smile and go back to 1. 1 in, 2 out. We'll do that for a couple of minutes. And now, instead of counting, say a word to yourself as the breath comes in. We'll work with the energy. As the breath comes in, think gathering. As the breath goes out, think releasing. Gathering in, releasing out. We'll do that for a couple of minutes. Eyes half open so that you understand you're breathing energy in from the environment, releasing energy out to the environment. Refresh your posture as you need to. Move around a little if you've gotten stiff. And now reconnect with the posture through the steps we went through earlier. And again, connect with that open heart. Raise the sternum a little. Let your gaze be natural, eyes naturally open. And if that straight line from your spine up the back of your neck and the back of your head, your eyes are pointed in a particular direction, not up, not down. Wherever your eyes' direction they're resting, soften your gaze. Open up your peripheral vision, side to side, top to bottom, a bigger awareness of the space that you're sitting in. As your breath comes out your nostrils, it goes out into the space and mixes with the atmosphere and dissolves. Be one with the breath and ride it out. As you ride the breath out, let your awareness open up to the space so that you're not looking at a particular point just in that direction, but you're really seeing the space that you're sitting in. And in the same way that we gathered on the in-breath, mainly we're feeling go out, let go, and rest in that spaciousness. Our awareness includes our body breathing in by itself. Our main focus is out, open, let go. Again, if your mind wanders into the past or future in a series of daydreams, just smile, because the mind does that. Don't be hard on yourself. Just go, wandering. Back to the breath, observing and being with the breath as it goes out. Let it be natural. Don't push the breath out. Let your body breathe by itself. You just use the breath as a way to open to the environment. We'll do that for a few minutes. And as the gong fades, let go of the particular intention of going out with the breath. And just rest in the spaciousness, open awareness. It includes a light awareness of your body breathing, awareness of what you're seeing, colors, shapes, shades of light and dark. What you're hearing, sounds loud, soft, high-pitched and low, near and far. What your body's feeling. You might notice a smell in the room, some taste left over from something you ate or drank. The other thing you perceive within that spacious mind is thoughts arising. They bubble up, last for a moment, and disappear. Just include all of that in your awareness. We can't pay attention to all of them at once. One usually becomes the foreground and the others we're aware of in the background. Let your mind move any way it wants among the perceptions. Sight, sound, feeling, smell, taste, and thoughts. Relax your posture. Refresh. Now we're going to do the compassion practice. And for this, whatever is more comfortable, eyes open or closed. Excuse me. This is more of a contemplation than a meditation, although we use our breath, the rhythm of our breathing. And the point of compassion practice is thinking of others and making that our priority rather than ourselves. And when our when our awareness opens up and our mind is as big as the sky, that's the way we'll start our practice. All beings are under the same sky. It might be night sky, it might be the daytime sky, but all beings on earth are under the sky. And so we focus on, because we spend so much time focusing on our differences, but in this case, we're focusing on how we're the same. We all want contentment, peace of mind, health. You could overall say well-being in body and mind. We all want to be free from suffering, pain and anxiety, suffering in body and mind. We want ease, and we want to be free of dis-ease. So recognizing that commonality among all of us, we identify what makes us feel that we have well-being. And as we breathe out, we radiate that out to others from our heart of compassion. And some people find it helpful to actually put their hand over their heart center, not one side, but the center at heart level. And feeling our tender heart of kindness, of knowing what makes us feel safe, secure, and well-being, we send that kindness out, radiate it out, to share that with others, that they might have that feeling of safeness, safety, security, and well-being. And we know what we're fearful of and what we don't want. Of pain, anxiety. And imagine that as you breathe in, you can absorb that and take it away from others. Your tender heart of compassion that feels sadness for the pain of others can absorb that, and like an air purifier, imagine that your heart of compassion you can wrap your arms around that and say it's okay, and send out, radiate out relief and kindness. So take your good posture, decide if you're going to have your eyes open or closed. To start with, have them open. When we do the imagination, then they'll be closed. So start with your eyes open. Raise your gaze, look out above horizon level, and imagine that your awareness extends out. Breathe out, open out, beyond the room you're in. Breathe out and open out beyond the area around you. Breathe out and open out beyond the horizon. Breathe out and let your mind be as big as the sky. And within that awareness, think all living beings are under the sky. The sky looks down on all of them without partiality, without bias. So without judging who is deserving or not, who you like or dislike, know that all beings share the desire for well-being and happiness in body and mind. All beings share with you the desire for freedom from suffering and the causes of suffering. And now, leave your eyes open or let them close. Imagine someone very close to you, someone you love, who you know what makes them happy as well. And what suffering they might be going through. Just imagine that as you breathe in, with your big heart of compassion, you can take away their suffering. And as you breathe out, you can send them relief and the positive qualities of happiness, of well-being. Relieve them as you breathe in of suffering in body and mind. Send out and fill them with well-being of body and mind. And feel from your heart now the wish that as you breathe in, you could take away the suffering of all beings, free all beings from suffering, and send out to all beings a feeling of well-being in body and mind. Feel the sadness you share as you touch all beings' pain and suffering. Connect with that. Feel the happiness you feel to be able to send them relief and well-being in body and mind. Safety, security, healing. Now shift the focus to yourself and feel the emotions that cause you pain, longing and loneliness, sadness and depression, anger, hatred, fear, feelings of closed-mindedness. All of these are the causes of suffering. And imagine that you can take for yourself, from your whole being, into your heart of compassion as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, let your heart fill your being with the opposite: patience, acceptance, ease and comfort, belonging, appreciation, patience, understanding. Breathe in the causes of suffering, these afflictive emotions. Breathe out the opposite, the positive qualities that fill your being, that bring a feeling of well-being. And the last thing we'll do is tune into the feeling when you're engaging with someone of not being heard, of being interrupted, how that makes you feel, of them coming back with an answer that seemed to be before you even finished. They already had a response. To feel that your point of view is diminished, dismissed. They're gazing off and not paying attention to you. How does that feel? They have a look of skepticism as you're speaking, like they're disregarding what your point of view. Now imagine the opposite, that they're listening attentively, they're interested, they're open to hearing what you have to say. They want to learn. They're accepting. They're open-minded. They're respectful. And they care. Now imagine as you breathe in, you can take all those negative qualities of not listening from people who are practicing those all over the world, and take that away from them and radiate out those positive qualities of understanding, appreciation, open-mindedness, attentiveness and respect. Breathe in the misunderstandings and closed-mindedness, the disregard and dismissiveness. Breathe out acceptance, open-mindedness, patience. And as the gong sounds, if your eyes were closed, open your eyes and just settle for a moment back in your body. Be with your breathing, aware of the space you're actually sitting in, tuning into your feelings from that practice. And we usually close these sessions because we started with our intention of wanting others to be free from suffering and to have well-being. Again, we make others more of a focus than ourselves. So you can repeat after me or put it in your own words. May the practice we have just done be of more benefit to others than to ourselves. And thank you for your kind attention and practice of mindfulness, awareness, and compassion.